Hi, Deadlock's here again. But this is actually the first video that I'm recording of 2022.
Woo! Happy 2022!
So, the first thing we're doing for this year is Chris Jones is having some sort of a celebration for his 100 subscribers.
Congratulations!
Now, Chris Jones has a very interesting channel. He does a lot of looking at the engineering and the painting on locks and stuff. He has a really good set of videos on this, which is a Squire Defiant. Nearly forgot that. Which is actually one of my favourite locks, and he goes into great detail about it and takes it apart. It is very interesting. I'll try and remember and put a link in the description. But what he's asked for his 100 subscriber thing, I'm not calling it a giveaway because as far as I know he's not actually giving anything away, which is fine because this should be really interesting. He's asked for everyone to show their interesting locks and anything that has patent numbers on them, so he can do his thing and have a deep dive into this lock and find out any of the engineering and patent information about it, so he can make videos on them. So I've got quite a lot here. This could turn into a lengthy video.
Oh goodness. Get your cuppa now.
But first of all, not long ago, I picked up this.
What?
It is a little old Chubb 4-lever that I'm really hoping isn't fake. It was cheap, so if it is fake, it's not really that bad. But only markings on it is it says Chubb's 4-lever. It appears to be a steel body, steel key, but the weather flap there, that is brass. And on the key, again, has Chubb Wolverhampton.
Cool.
Next, I have this, which is like a work of art. Again, Chubb. This might be a little bit like what you might see in the future on Chubb Tuesday, actually.
Here's a sneak reveal.
Now, this doesn't actually say Chubb anywhere on the lock, but I believe it is actually a Chubb because I have seen a picture of a lock that looks exactly the same with a bunch of Chubb safe locks. Some on a website that had something to do with Chubb safe locks. Now, is everything going wrong now?
Here's the camera.
Two things I find really interesting about this. It has this weird lever on top, which only seems to be to make a positive snap when you turn that, which feels quite nice. It doesn't really seem to do anything else. And they've done the quite interesting thing of putting the bolt in the middle of the lever pack, which is pretty cool. Makes life incredibly awkward when it comes to time for me to learn to pick it. And the levers look like that. But this is 100% brass. To be honest, even if I found out that this isn't actually a Chubb and it just happens to be having because you can actually take the bit out of the key by turning this, and so it could potentially just be a Chubb stalk with a different bit in it. To be honest, if that was the case, I wouldn't be upset by it because that's just beautiful anyway.
Sounds like you love that lock more than me.
I do. Now this one just turned up the other day. It's actually a lips, but it's out of a Chubb safe. That's a bit odd. I wasn't expecting levers that look like that. It does actually look like you can put levers in the other side as well, so it could have actually been loaded up with lots of levers. Now this is a real pain to take apart to show the interesting bit about it, which is, at first I thought maybe this is a detainer lock because... Detainer? No, not a detainer. Detector, because some of the detector locks have a bit like that on top, but it doesn't appear to be a detector. It just has a really weird lever at the bottom there, which I'll show a picture of about now. I'm just showing a picture because it's really hard to dismantle that. It's a bit of a pain. I don't want to do it again. None of these have paint numbers on, so I'm not expecting Chris to be able to come up with much about it. But this one is pretty cool, and it weighs a ton. Now, it looks Chubb colours, and it has the markings on like a Chubb would, the 3-digit number to tell you when it was made. But then it has a bit of an oddity of, it says Chatwood and Milner on the key. After a little bit of research that I've done myself, I found that at the back end of the 1960s there was actually some Chubb stuff that was made under the Chatwood and Milner name. So you can actually get a Chubb lock that looks a lot like this. It costs a hell of a lot of money. I would never pay that much money for it. But this one appears to have been made by, well, not made by Chatwood and Milner, but branded by them at some point when the two companies merged.
Is that the Christmas present?
It is. The one of our friends.
And me.
And you.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then
Inside we have some nice warden there and there, and some very interesting, very chunky levers. Some of them do have false gates, this one doesn't, but some of them do. But for the purpose of being quick, I'm not going to take that to bits. Here's another one. Not much in the way of markings on it. There is some sort of a stamp there. I can't really make out what that is. Maybe someone else can. And a serial number. Well, this is a Chubb detector lock. So if you're picking the lock and you lift the lever too far, it pushes up that lever at the back, which in turn lifts that little notch there and catches on that little sticky out bit. I'd just like to know a bit more about detector locks in general. I know there was an older design than this previously.
I have brain freeze.
That's because you're eating ice cream.
Yeah, I'm thinking about mine.
Now moving on to things that do actually have numbers on. Actually, this one might not. It's another cool thing. This is Queen's Dollhouse.
That's mine.
It is.
That was my Christmas present.
From me. There's no self-interest in this whatsoever.
I do. I like the Queen.
Yeah, I thought that could be an interesting one to look into. Now we'll get into stuff that actually has painted numbers on. Now this is just a 2-lever lock, but I noticed it does have a paint number on it, which I will put in the description, just in case. I have no idea what the painting's for. It doesn't seem to have anything fancy about the lock, but there we go. And then we have some of these. Now, Mrs. Deadlocks collects these, so these all belong to Mrs. Deadlocks.
Yep. I love that.
So these ones all have patent numbers on, like there. Most of them have 2 patent numbers. I have no idea what the patents are for, but again, I will put all of the patent numbers for them in the description.
I have lots of boxes.
Yes, you do.
I like all my boxes.
I don't expect Chris to do a deep dive look into all of these locks. And he said show interest in locks, so I did show interest in locks.
If you had been given an opportunity, you would have shown all of the apps because you think all of them are interested in some way.
Actually, to be honest, I just have a weird obsession with handcuffs and chub locks, really.
Yeah.
But he also asked, is there any companies that we would like to see him do a bit more, find a bit more information about and do more of a history of a company video?
Sure, I bet you anything.
Actually, I'm going to come up with 2 companies.
That's true.
No, it's because I can't not say Chub because I'm doing Chub Tuesday.
Yeah, and because I said Chub. You have to add a second one.
No, the second one would be Chatwood and Milner. Because there doesn't seem to be a lot of this stuff about. And from what little I've seen through the researching myself about this lock, it seems like it could get quite interesting. So, for the companies that I think would be good to look into, I want to go with Chubb and Chatwood and Milner. Would you like to add anything, Mrs. D?
I.
Mrs. D says hi, and she has ice cream. Anyway, that's all from us. Well done on your 100 subs, Chris. You deserve a lot more. Your videos are very interesting. I'm looking forward to what everyone's videos brings to you. That's all from us. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Uh-huh.
You know what the high weight code is, mate?
Hi, I do. Cheers. Uh-huh.